Hey, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Because what we're about to talk about might just change the way you move through life. Now, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever told yourself you were going to do something hard? Something uncomfortable? And then the moment came, and you backed out. You're not alone. We've all been there. Your brain, it's built for comfort, not growth. But here's the thing. You can rewire that pattern. You can condition your mind to lean into the hard, to chase discomfort, to pursue what 99% of people avoid. And that's what the Lotus method is all about. So let's slow down. Get comfortable. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Because this isn't just motivation. This is transformation. The lotus. It's a flower that blooms in the mud. Not in clean water. Not in perfect conditions. But in the dirtiest of environments. Yet, it rises. Unshaken. Unafraid. Unapologetically strong. That's your brain. That's you. When you train yourself to do hard things. Daily. Even when it sucks. Especially when it sucks. Let's break down the Lotus method. There are 4 pillars. Each one is simple, but powerful. And when practiced, they force your brain to rise. Like the lotus. Pillar 1. Self-imposed discomfort. Every day, you must do one thing you don't feel like doing. Not to punish yourself, but to remind your brain you're in charge. Cold showers. Waking up at 5 a.m. Working out when you're tired. Saying no to junk food. These are small acts of war against comfort. And over time, you become dangerous, disciplined, unstoppable. Pillar 2. Purpose over pleasure. C. Your brain chases dopamine. That quick hit. That short-term pleasure. But the real warriors, they chase purpose, not pleasure. So when you wake up, ask yourself, what is my mission today? And how can I serve that mission? Even when it's hard. Even when nobody's watching. Pillar 3. Daily silence. Your brain needs space to breathe. Silence isn't just peace. It's power. Sit with yourself. Even for 5 minutes. No phone. No distractions. Just you and your thoughts. You'll hear the excuses. You'll hear the resistance. But you'll also hear the warrior voice. That quiet whisper that says, let's go. Pillar 4. Pain to power reflection. At night, when the world gets quiet again, reflect. What was hard today? What did I overcome? What pain did I feel? And how did it make me better? Because that's how growth works. You don't just survive the pain. You shape it. You sharpen yourself with it. You rise above it. Like the lotus. Now, let's talk about the science for a second. Because this isn't just spiritual. It's neurological. When you voluntarily do hard things, you activate your prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain responsible for decision making, focus, discipline, and long-term planning. You're literally growing mental muscle, rewiring your system, so that pain becomes your ally, not your enemy. Now think about this. Your future self, that version of you that has everything you want. He's not softer. He's stronger. He's already doing the things you're avoiding. He's already mastered discipline. And the only thing standing between you and him is your ability to do what's hard. Now, today, this hour. So here's the challenge. Right now, write down one thing you've been avoiding. Just one. Then ask yourself, what would it look like if I just did it? Not perfectly. Not with motivation. But with commitment. And when your mind says, not today, you respond with, yes today. Yes now. Because the Lotus method isn't about hype. It's about habit. Small habits that multiply into greatness. You still with me? Good. Let's go deeper. Let's talk about identity. You don't rise by forcing yourself every day through sheer willpower. You rise by becoming someone new. Someone who embraces the hard. You don't try to be disciplined. You are disciplined. You don't try to wake up early. You are the type of person who wakes up early. You don't hope to succeed. You expect to, because your daily habits demand it. Let that sink in. You don't need more motivation. You need momentum. And momentum starts with that first step. That first rep. That first yes when your brain says no. That's the Lotus method. Self-imposed discomfort. Purpose over pleasure. Daily silence. Pain to power. Master these. And the old you dies. So the real you can rise. This isn't just philosophy. It's a way of life. A mindset. A movement. The world doesn't need more people chasing comfort. It needs more people who can sit in the mud and still bloom. That's what you're becoming. So, whatever you've been putting off, stop waiting. Start doing. And if your brain resists, smile. Because that's the test. And you're ready for it. So let's go deeper. Past the surface. Past the hype. Into the mindset of the few. The warriors. The men who don't flinch when life gets hard. Because part 1 was about understanding the foundation. Part 2. This is about living it, breathing it, owning it. Let's start with a truth most people ignore. Discomfort is not the enemy. It's the entry point. Think about your greatest wins in life. Your proudest moments. Did they come from ease? Or did they come from struggle? Every victory has roots in pain. Every strong mind was forged in fire. So here's the question. What are you willing to suffer for? Because if you're not willing to suffer for it, you don't really want it. Let's break that down with the next level of the Lotus method. We call this stage the mud ritual. And no, it's not a real ritual. It's a daily challenge to intentionally do something ugly, something gritty, something most people run from. This is how you train your nervous system. This is how you show your brain. We don't avoid pain. We walk through it. Eyes open. Heart steady. Here's what that might look like. You wake up and do 50 push-ups. Even though you're tired. Even though your arms ache. You take the stairs instead of the elevator. Even when your legs feel like bricks. You walk outside and talk to a stranger. Even though your heart races. You turn off the phone. And sit in complete silence for 20 minutes. Even though your mind screams for stimulation. These are your mud rituals. Daily acts that humble you, test you, sharpen you. Because you don't rise without resistance. No great man was made in comfort. And the world, it rewards those who dare to suffer for their vision. So instead of asking, what's easy today? Ask yourself, what's hard? And how can I lean into it? Let's talk about dopamine fasting. See, your brain is addicted to cheap rewards. Fast food. Social media likes. Scrolling for hours. All of it gives you quick hits. But it destroys your drive. So once a week, we unplug. No junk food. No phone. No distractions. Just the real world. Let your brain reset. Let your system detox from that noise. Because when you remove artificial rewards, your brain starts craving real ones. Like discipline, progress, pride. Now let's address something real. Fear. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of not being enough. You'll never eliminate fear completely. But you don't need to. You just need to act while feeling it. Every time you do that, you weaken its grip. You train yourself to move anyway. That's what builds confidence. Not affirmations. Not fake positivity. Action in the presence of fear. Every morning, You look at yourself right in the eyes. No shame. No lies. You say to yourself, you know what you need to do. Then you go do it. This isn't hype. It's a contract with yourself. You don't break contracts with your boss, with your landlord. So why keep breaking them with yourself? The man in the mirror. He's watching. He remembers every time you said you would change and didn't. So now, it's time to earn his trust back. Daily. Through effort. Through grit. Through action. Here's another truth. The hard things won't stop coming. But neither will your strength. You don't get stronger by avoiding battles. You get stronger by walking into them. So when life throws resistance at you, smile. Say, good. Bring it. Because you've been preparing for this. Through the mud. Through the silence. Through every moment you chose discomfort over convenience. Let me leave you with this. The Lotus method isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming powerful. By doing what most people refuse to do. Every day you show up. Every day you move forward. Even if it's just 1 inch. You're building something. A mind that doesn't break. A heart that doesn't quit. A soul that doesn't beg for ease. You're becoming the type of man that people feel when he walks in the room. Not because you talk loud, but because your presence speaks for itself. So take a deep breath. Let it out slow. And commit to the path again. Don't just listen to this. Live it. And if you ever forget who you are, come back to this. Come back to the mud. Where the lotus grows. Where you rise. This is it. The final part of the Lotus method. And if you made it this far, you're not just curious anymore. You're committed. And that changes everything. Because most people never get here. Most people quit at the first sign of resistance. But you're different now. You're evolving. You're becoming dangerous in the best way possible. Now let's take this to the next level. What do you do when the motivation is gone? What do you do when you're alone? When no one is clapping? No one is watching? And your mind says, what's the point? That's where most people fold. But that's where the warrior mindset begins. You see, a warrior doesn't train because he feels like it. He trains because he must. He doesn't wait for the perfect conditions. He creates them inside himself. That's you now. That's the mindset you're stepping into. You've done the work. You've planted the seeds. Now you water them with discipline. Not emotion. Not hype. Just discipline. Let me give you the rule of the warrior. Discipline over desire. Purpose over pleasure. Structure over chaos. Because without structure, your mind becomes soft, your spirit becomes scattered. But with structure, you become unshakable. So here's what you need now: a daily code, a non-negotiable system. It might look like this: wake up, no snooze button, hydrate, move your body, sit in silence, then attack your hardest task first, the one you've been avoiding, because that's where the resistance is, and that's where your power is hiding. Do this before you check your phone, before you scroll, before you let the world into your energy field. Then throughout the day, do something uncomfortable. Daily discomfort keeps your edge sharp, keeps you grounded, keeps you humble. Hard conversations, cold showers, public speaking, working out when you're exhausted, taking the high road when you want to snap. Every one of those is a rep in the gym of the mind. Let's go even deeper now, because there's one thing you must face to complete this transformation: your old self, the lazy you, the undisciplined you, the emotional you, the version that made excuses, that blamed everyone else, that avoided the mirror. You need to bury that version today, not with words, but with behavior, with rituals, with acts of self-respect. You're not him anymore. You've outgrown him. And if he tries to come back, you remind him, we don't do that here anymore. We don't run from pain. We run through it. So let's talk about self-talk. Your inner voice. It's either your strongest ally or your worst enemy, and you have to train it like a muscle. When your brain says, I'm tired, you say, I'm just getting started. When it says, this is too much, you say, good. I needed this test. When it says, you can't do this, you say, I already did. In my mind. Now I'll do it in the real world. Because if your inner voice is soft, your life will be hard. But if your inner voice is hard, your life becomes unbreakable. Let's close with this. The Lotus method is no longer just a concept. It's a part of you now. You've trained in the mud. You've chosen the pain. You've walked into fear. You've silenced your mind. And you've created structure where there was once chaos. You're not the same. You've changed. And there's no going back. But here's the secret. This path never ends. There is no finish line. No gold medal. No applause at the top. Just peace. Just presence. Just the quiet confidence of a man who knows. He does hard things. Because it's who he is. Not for praise. not for approval, but because it's the way of the lotus. So go now. Live this truth. Show the world what it means to bloom from the mud, to carry stillness in the storm, and to rise, even when no one believes in you, because you do. And that's all that matters. Want a bonus Lotus training audio for mornings? Or a version focused on quitting bad habits? Let me know. We can build that next. Together.